Everybody's trying to knock us off. It's us versus them. We must protect this house. Will you protect this house? I will. Under Armour.
George knows what's coming.
My name is Taylor Williams, and I'm going to do a SWOT analysis over an Under Armour outlet that I went to. So some of the strengths that Under Armour has to offer is just their name. So their name's really popular with everyone. Our school is obviously sponsored by Under Armour, so it's a popular name. Everyone knows Under Armour. Another strength of Under Armour is the stylish advertising that they have. Steph Curry with the Golden State Warriors, Cam Newton, the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, they're all sponsored by Under Armour. So I feel like that kind of gives like a little edge to Under Armour with these elite athletes being basically the face of Under Armour with them being sponsored and stuff. One more strength that Under Armour probably has to offer is the variety that they have. They have shoes, they have clothes, they have headbands, they have just about everything for any type of sport. So with Under Armour being appealing to all sports because they have all of these different essentials and necessities and stuff like that, I feel like that puts them at the top of the podium. So for weaknesses for Under Armour, there's not too many, but one that really points out is that it's just a huge difference between Nike. People are always comparing them to Nike and things like that. So the technology that they use in their clothing, especially their shoes, people don't really like to wear Under Armour shoes because it's not the same material as Nike shoes. So that could definitely be a weakness for Under Armour. The last weakness for Under Armour would also be the expenses. So yeah, even though it is great to have all of these, top of the line athletes sponsored by Under Armour and things like that, it can get expensive. So that's just a lot of money going out of their pockets. So some of the opportunities that Under Armour has to offer is their footwear line. So even though some people don't necessarily like to wear Under Armour shoes, the shoe market is constantly growing and things like that, especially in the men's. So with that being said, you can most definitely just seize your opportunities there and just have more men's shoes. That would definitely bring in a lot more service. So now onto threats. Like I mentioned before, Under Armour is very competitive within their market and things like that. So one of their competitors would be Nike. So Nike is nationally known, worldwide known, things like that. So there's always like that chance of whether or not people will end up going to the Nike outlet instead of an Under Armour outlet. So that definitely plays a factor. So another threat for Under Armour is that there's always that chance that the athletes that you might want to sponsor and use for ads could go to Nike or Adidas or Reebok or anywhere else like that. So that's a high threat because to bring in a lot of revenue, you want to have a lot of familiar faces. So people like Steph Curry and Cameron Newton, people like that, they're very well known. So I feel like that brings in a lot of customers and things like that. So that's most definitely a threat. So in conclusion, I would most definitely go back to Under Armour, or that Under Armour outlet specifically, just because I love Under Armour. I love wearing sports gear, things like that, and I feel like their strengths outweigh their weaknesses and their opportunities outweigh their threats. So all in all, I would say you should definitely start wearing Under Armour and go to more Under Armour outlets.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear.